Okay, hello everybody. We'll start just in a few seconds. Thank you for attending this webinar. Okay, so I think we are ready. Thank you everybody for being here. Let's just start. Santi, please give me
Okay.
the next slide. So this webinar is gonna be for talking about AI, sorry, driven APIs, and specifically we want to center on the open banking solution that we have devised from the RPO. So please send me the next one. So first of all, the agenda for this webinar. First of all, we're gonna go for an overview of course the team and near BPO. And later on, we're gonna go specifically for the data methodology and tools we are using for this demo, the architectural design followed, and the actual demo of the solution. And we're going to conclude with a summary and some conclusions about what we just saw. And of course, a brief section for questions and answers. So we can answer some of the questions that you may have. And if you, and if time doesn't allow, please send your questions to the chat, and our team will then retrieve those questions and we will be able to answer those after the webinar. So please send me the next one. So we want to go just quickly about what we are. Near BPO. Near BPO is a corporation headquartered in United States, but we also have a subsidiary in Brazil. And nevertheless, we are providing services and professional services for all the Americas. So we mainly focus on APIs, real-time AI, digital marketing, sorry, and cloud services. So we are a strategic partner with Google, specifically Google Cloud. So we have this certification for Apigee, specifically for APIs. We have also the certification for Google Cloud Training and for several Google Cloud Platform products. And we are also a certified partner in Latin America for Apigee training, in addition to have the specialization in specifically financial services. So we offer the, a wide variety of different services for different LOBs, but we are very centered in financial services, and that's why our webinar is centered on that. Please, Santiago, send me the next one to present the team. So, I'm Roberto Risco. You already know me a little bit because I have been talking. Now, the rest of the team, we have Lucas Guedes. Lucas Guedes is located in Brazil. He's our solution architect, and he's going to be the actual person presenting all the solution and the actual architecture of this solution that we built for you. We have also Santiago Rovere. He is our data engineer, and he's located in Argentina. So everything that has to do with AI and data engineering, he's the one to be in charge. And we are proud to have here with us also Cas Obregon. He's our invited guest. He's senior partner engineer from Google, and he's gonna talk about what are the actual state of affairs of the industry and what Google is doing to help their customers to actually solve any challenges and problems found there. So please, Santiago, send me the next one. And I mean a couple of ones. Let's go over the overview for the webinar. And please, Cass, go ahead.
Thank you, Roberto. So, welcome everyone. My name is Cass Obregon. So, in the financial market, and especially around banking, what we're seeing over the past 4 years is an increase in transactions. What we're seeing is customer expectations are wanting to see a unified experience across multiple channels of consumption for across different industries. Then wanting banking experiences 24 by 7 availability for a lot of the core banking features. And then most importantly, what we're seeing on the back end is a lot more regulations against fraud and intrusions and hacks that are happening. So we're seeing mounting risk in everyday operations, and we're seeing an over execution of regulation that are being impounded directly, which is really forcing the IT for banks and financial services to try to increase the quality of the services, but at the same time, increase in security across all their banking financial transactions. So obviously that increases in exposure for the market and also increases operational risk on a daily basis. One of the key things that we've done within Google to help alleviate that is we've created a number of core services that allows a lot of our financial customers to be able to leverage the infrastructure and providing a much more secure private zoning and networking components that makes it easy for banks to be able to have their own segmentation as an expansion to their data centers. Legacy cost and high increases for operational legacy infrastructure is rapidly increasing. And so providing services to be able to migrate and move a lot of those core legacy infrastructure onto the cloud is another key service provider that we're enabling for our partners as well. We've done a lot over the past 2 years, especially around the past 5 years, around new technology innovations, including, as everyone's well aware, ML and AI. Vector AI is a huge component we're pushing out to be able to optimize everyday risk assessments as well as data analysis to help identify new financial opportunities. And most importantly, we're providing guidance for a lot of our partners and our customers to enabling all those technologies to enable new solutions for them. Next, please. So all within Google, we are creating new personalized experiences, helping our partners go to market a lot more quickly with a lot of the core technology investments that we've done internally. We have also done solutions around analytics, so helping to drive new revenue opportunities, doing customer data analysis, not only data residing within the cloud, but also data residing within the customer's cloud infrastructure or in other cloud infrastructures, and as well as liquidity reporting solution sets. A lot around smart analytics and anomaly detections for risk detection, for risk management. So we built a lot of solutions around that, which we'll discuss later on. And then most importantly, one of the key things that we're enabling as part of the technologies is having a full understanding that a lot of our customers are making investments across multi-cloud solutions. So for us to provide a lot of our solution sets that run across not only on-premise, but in other cloud infrastructures, to be able to provide a uniform support for solution sets is very, very key for us, for a lot of our customers. And this is what we're doing for partners as well, for supporting platforms and solutions, either Anthos or Apigee that can run on-premise, in Google Cloud, in AWS or Azure as well, is very key for us to creating a homogenized solution set for our customers and easier to maintain and lower cost of operations. Next slide, please. So what we're doing internally is we are making a lot of work with the banks for enabling a lot of transformation across different market segments, inciting of data visibility for customer interaction analytics, marketing, helping to determine digital strategies and providing solutions around that. More importantly, conversational English across Vertex AI. So as customers are interacting directly towards banking solutions, financial solutions, we're providing a much more optimized engagements with customers for helping to resolve issues. And then also within compliance, a lot of fraud detection across ML&I, transactional marketing and AI and ML and KYC. And then for risk management, as I mentioned before, helping to determine around leaning in loans, as well as mortgaging and risk assessments associated to that using our core technologies internally. And then, of course, as what we talked about on core infrastructure is helping to modernize a lot of our customers' architectures to support multi-cloud and hybrid architectures. So you have a single plane of control across a complex solution set and architecture to make it easy to focus on the business values associated to that. Next slide, please. So for us, what we're doing is providing a lot of these tool sets to our partners so that we are focusing more and more not just on infrastructure and technology and everything around risk assessment security, but binding and incorporating all that as part of components for solution sets and making that enabling technology for our partners so they can build ready-made solutions that are more specifically to the operational and execution needs for our customers today. So for here now, let's go ahead and switch over directly towards near BPO so they can discuss what they've done to enable those kind of technologies in banking as well.
Thank you very much, Cass. So, as Cass already pointed out, fintechs and financial services are changing rapidly. So we can see a lot of different services that banks or any financial organization needs to provide to actually be competitive and provide their customers with the experiences that they need, that they want, right? So this is just to mention a few of them. Please give me the next slide, Santi. And for providing all these services, of course, organizations are presented with a lot of different challenges that the tools and products that Google are offering, and with the expertise of near BPO, we can help organizations to overcome, right? So, of course, there is some regulation and legal issues with different countries, of course, and we have to go and see how we can mitigate or just solve any issue that arises there. But of course, something that is very important is the security. Once something is exposed to the internet, let's say through an API, there are going to be bad actors that want to actually abuse of those services that you're offering. So the security is one of the key components of any solution that we build. And of course, the products from Google, mainly Apigee, which is exposing the APIs, provides us with the features and capabilities to actually secure those APIs and the information that is exposed. And so the organization can be mitigating any problem or any attacks that they can be target, right? Of course, also the infrastructure. Many companies are, they have been acquiring a lot of infrastructure in the past years, and now the new trend is just to move to the cloud to mitigate the cost of maintaining all this infrastructure. And Google provide us with the means of actually reducing the cost of the infrastructure and without the risk of not being able to scale up as we need, right? Also, the end user experience, we already talked about it, and also innovation. Markets are changing very rapidly. So with Apigee, we are able to create new APIs and tailor new experiences very quickly, very fast to of course cope with all the new trends in the market and offer and the needs to be offering new different services and new experiences, right? This is the next slide, Santiago. So specifically for the topic using Apigee potentiated or being powered by AI. We have different business cases. This is like the most important business cases that we have found right now in the market. The spending analysis and personal finance to tailor custom experience to these users, loan scoring and qualification, of course. Fraud prevention and fraud detection is one of the most used the use cases more frequently found with our customers, and also custom tailor recommendations and some final advisory specifically for their customers, right? So please give me the next slide. We are gonna a center for this webinar specifically in the business case for fraud detection, right? Banks and any financial services organization need to discern in a very accurately way between legitimate transactions and those transactions that could be fraudulent. And that needs to happen in real time, right? Right now, the main challenge for organizations, of course, there are solutions over in the market right now, but usually they don't offer the real time solution. We need to be able to actually qualify this transaction in real time very quickly. And of course, we want to avoid any false alarms as much as possible. We want to to tailor the best experience for our end users, right? So the main actors here are of course the point of sale where the customer is or our clients actually buying something. Google Apigee, who's going to provide the APIs for actually interchange the get the transaction and come over with a success of the transaction, if the case may be. Google application integration is allowing us the connection between Apigee and Vertex AI, and of course, it's gonna also allow us to do the orchestration of of any complex system. Right now, for this webinar, we have a very lean example, but application integration is going to allow us also for complex orchestrations that could be also happening inside a financial organization. Let's say we all actually detect a fraudulent transaction. A lot of things need to happen in the bank context, and with application integration, we are able to connect to all the core banking systems to actually follow any procedures or any complex processes that are needed in the case of a fraudulent transaction happening, right? And for last but not least, of course, Vertex AI, which is providing the actual artificial intelligence engine, which we was sorry uh, trained specifically sorry for this business case with the data set that we are going to see in a moment, for actually detecting for those transactions, those banking transactions that are coming in, to actually discern or qualify these transactions to be certain that is something is or almost certain that is something legitimate, or if it is a fraudulent transaction again. The next slide, please. So now we're gonna go over the data that we use, the methodology we use, and which tools and products from Google we're using. For this, I'm gonna pass the mic to Lucas. Please, Lucas, go ahead.
Thank you, Roberto. Before put our demo to run, we want to explain a little bit some concepts, the tools and the data that we use it to execute this demo. The first thing is talk a little bit about APIs. APIs allow companies to create digital value chains that streamline business operations, enhance customer experience, and drive the innovation. An API management platform is a critical tool for business looking to build a digital chain using APIs to allow companies to create, manage, and monitor their APIs effectively. Apigee is the Google Cloud solution for API management and can be used to build, manage, and secure APIs for any use case, environment, or scale. Apigee also offers high-performance APIs to create consistent proxies with a reliable interface for our backend services based on consumer needs and adding value to them. The proxy layer gives you control of the security, rate limits, quotas, analytics, and more. To have a successful API program, it's important to take advantage of an API-first strategy focused on consumer needs. Next one, Santi, please. For that, we want to show a little bit the API lifecycle inside Apigee. First, you need to design your APIs using the API first strategy that we mentioned before. And these APIs need to match the consumer needs. If you do a wrong definition, you need to rework in next steps. So you have to do a great design of your APIs. Mostly, we are using Open API specification to do a great contract to create great interface. And when we start to develop these APIs, you can use the console of Apigee, which provides to you a lot of policies to control traffic management, to do all the transformations that we need to integrate this external world with the internal world. And of course, your APIs needs to be secure. So APIs provide policies to control spike arrest and quota and prevent DDoS attacks. After you have your APIs developed and secured, you need to deploy them. So inside the Apigee console, you can deploy your API version in many environments. So Apigee also provides a lot of environments, development environments, production environments, so you can promote these API versions between the environments. After that, you need to publish it to effectively expose these APIs to the world. So you can create your API product and expose this API product to the world. For the developers, you can create a developer portal where you can teach them how to use your API. So the return codes, the interface, the whole fields that are mandatory and not mandatory. So you can teach them you can show them how to use your APIs using the developer portal. When your API is in production, you have to monitor to determine if it's in a healthy state. So you can use the dashboards that API Apigee provide to you, dashboards to monitor your APIs to guarantee the availability of your whole environment. And you can analyze your APIs. So there was not very many analytics reports where you can check the performance of your API. So you can check the developer engagements using your API. Last but not least, if it's interest for your business, you can monetize your APIs and get a revenue for that. For that, you need to API plans, so you can create prepaid plans and postpaid plans with rate limits or unlimited API calls to monetize your API. And the cycle starts again. The business needs more features, and we start to design, develop, and do the wheel running again. Next slide, please, Santi. Now we'll talk a little bit about application integration. There is an integration platform as a service solution. And as Roberto said earlier, you can do a lot of business operations integrations. So there are a lot of built-in connectors to connect with the Google services and with third-party services. And you can do it it's a no-code solution that you don't want to code anything. You don't want to drag and drop the connectors and configure this whole process. Now I will pass the mic for Santiago to tell us about Vertex AI.
Well, hello everyone. The last tool we are going to introduce today is Vertex AI. And it's actually not a tool, it is Google Cloud Machine Learning Platform. Within this environment, you can train and deploy your machine learning models and customize large language models as well. This platform facilitates team collaboration by providing data engineering, data science, and machine learning workflows. And it is also important to notice that Vertex AI streamlines project automation and scaling with tools that run on fully managed infrastructure, which of course you can customize according to your performance needs and budget constraints. So with Vertex AI, we created our machine learning model for credit card fraud detection. But as any machine learning model, it needs data. The problem is that credit card fraud detection datasets are not publicly available because they include personal and commercial sensitive information. Anyway, we managed to find a dataset in Kaggle, which is a data science competition platform. This particular dataset includes credit card transactions that were collected during a research collaboration. And it has nearly 300,000 transactions and 31 features, which of course are not the original data, right? Because of confidentiality issues. These 31 features are the result of a process known as principal component analysis transformation, which is done to anonymize the original data. So, with this data and following the methodology and best practices suggested by the authors of this research, we created a machine learning model using a very efficient library known as XGBoost, which is also extremely suitable for binary classification models using tabular data, such as this one. So, in summary, with Vertex AI environment and this dataset, we created our machine learning model for this proof of concept. Now, Lucas is going to explain the architectural design of the whole solution. So, go ahead, Lucas.
Thank you very much, Santi. Here we have our business flow of our demo. It's a very simple demo, but in there we can show a lot of concepts, a lot of the things, and the complexity of the thing, and how easy it is to integrate the components inside the Google. So our business flow, the first step of our business flow is a fraud agent calling a REST API with the transaction details for an API proxy deployed in Apigee. So inside the flow in this proxy inside Apigee, we have a call for a process inside the application integration. On this process, we call our machine learning model that is deployed on Vertex AI to do the prediction if this transaction is fraudulent or not. If the result, the prediction, is greater than 0.5, we ask for an approval for the fraud analyst and send the results of the prediction also for this fraud analyst. And after that, we return the results for the fraud agent. Obviously, this 0.5 threshold is defined for us because it's only a demo, so we can change this threshold according your business needs. Next one, please, Santiago. Here we can see an image of our flow inside application integration. So here we have an API trigger. That's the point where there is the connection between Apigee and application integration. This call REST endpoint is the component responsible to call Vertex AI. After this REST call, we do a data mapping to get the results of this call. So the result of the prediction we do in this component, this data mapping. And we have this decision. If it's a fraudulent transaction, we ask for approval. And it's not, we send a mail to the fraud analyst with the results of the prediction. Next one, please, Santi. Okay, now we will show everything running.
Let's go over to the actual demo, right?
The actual demo running. Okay, I will. Can you see my screen? Okay. Here, the first step that I want to show to you is the developer portal. As I mentioned before, Apigee provides to you a way to to document your APIs and deliver this to your developers. So the developer portal is very flexible. You can configure images, colors, logos, and so on. And I will do a call to our fraud prediction API, simulating the fraud agent. So I have a sample of a transaction. Let me put it there. Okay. We have a sample transaction with some data, the transaction ID, some card numbers, currency, and amount. And when we execute this, we receive the result of the prediction. The model returns a number between 0 and 1. How closer this number is 1 means that the transaction is fraudulent. So here we have an example of a fraudulent transaction. And now I will send another sample with a non-fraudulent transaction. As we can see, we have so it's a very low number, and it means that this transaction is not fraudulent. As you can see, I received in an email with the results of the prediction based on the model, and and ask for approval because we have a transaction. So we have one action required to approve these transactions. So let me deep dive into this demo to show things inside Apigee, inside application integration, and the Vertex AI part. I will focus the main important point this. Sorry, do the things live. It happens.
Yeah, don't worry. It's just a matter of a couple of seconds to let Apigee
to load.
display all
Yeah.
the API proxies you already have. And the main point here is that both it's the same philosophy or approach from Apigee and application integration, in the sense that you can build solutions, or you can build your API, and you can build complex orchestrations in application integration without any code, or with a minimum amount of code, right? Because both Apigee and application integration provide you as a developer with different custom policies, or just let's think about policies like small code bits that are already made for you just to use and build your solution. And you just need to actually configure those policies instead of actually coding the API. So it's going to be very fast. It's going to be very secure, of course, because there's less code to actually test and unit test. And you can use all these building blocks inside Apigee to actually make the API proxy, right?
Exactly, Roberto. And I will start with application integration, and after that I come back to Apigee because it's
Yes.
not loaded. As I mentioned before and showed to you this process, so it's the same process. And what I want to show you here, the how easy is to create and to change the things here. So it's only a drag and drop, and you can create an integration instead of receiving a method subtopic. So configure the ID and the things happen. And there is a lot of triggers and a lot of tasks that you can assign in a process. And and you can integrate with third-party services like Salesforce, HubSpot, and others. There are pre-built connected to this kind of services. I think it's my internet's not okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's your internet. Don't worry. Let's
Okay. On
fix
the
it.
Vertex AI side, yeah, we have. I only want to mention our model that's deployed in Vertex AI, and Vertex AI provide to us REST API, a REST endpoint of this model. So we can call this endpoint uh, from the application integration and do the magic happens.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to add, Lucas, if you allow me, that
Sorry for
with
that.
application
Yeah,
integration in this,
please. Please.
no, don't worry. Yeah, so just put application integration on screen, please. So the main thing with application integration in this specific demo that we built is a very simple case, right? We are just
Right.
like sending an email or and looking for approval. But what is most important here, both with Apigee and application integration working as a team, is that we can go and then communicate with different core banking systems. Let's say you have your ERP or some data lake, something else inside your bank organization. And of course, you want those systems to be alerted once you get some transaction that is deemed as fraudulent, or maybe there are some doubts if it is actually legitimate. So you can connect with all these different systems and actually make this alert to propagate across your organization. So once again, you don't have this systems like in isolated silos, right? You want to actually connect everything inside your banking systems to be actually aware of what is happening in this case with transactions, but you can also leverage on the Vertex AI platform to actually power this all other systems or other processes inside your organization with actual AI, right? So you can train different models. In this case, it was just for uh, uh, qualification of transactions, but you can also uh, train different models and devise different systems, so you can leverage on this AI power, right? So don't worry about your internet,
Yeah.
Lucas. Yeah,
And it's important to
that
say that
happens. Yeah.
it's very quick to develop the things. It's very easy because you have take a lot of advantage of this pre-built tasks, and on the Apigee side, the policies, there's a lot of pre-built policies that help you to do it very quickly.
Exactly. Yeah, very good. Thank you, Lucas. So we can go back to the presentation, please, Santi.
Yes, sorry. I Let me go back. Um, well,
Okay.
but yes, before moving to the summary and conclusions, I don't know what's happening. I need slide 25 here.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you are.
Yes. Okay. Just a few comments before moving to the summary and conclusions. As we have previously seen, the model returns a value between 0 and 1. And values closer to 0 indicate that the transaction is likely to be normal, while values closer to 1 are associated with transactions likely to be fraudulent, right? And despite how great is our machine learning model, it has errors. That is, misclassification errors. In our case, there are fraudulent transactions classified as normal, which are known as misses, and normal transactions labeled as fraudulent, which are known as false alarms. So, once we have our machine learning model, we can choose to decrease one type of error at the cost of increasing the other one. So that's why this is a trade-off. And we can accomplish that by changing the classification threshold, the value of 0.5 that Lucas mentioned earlier, right? So if we decrease our threshold, we will have less misses and more false alarms, while if we increase the threshold, we will have more misses and less false alarms. But in any case, this optimization should be carried out according to the company business rules and culture. So
Thank
now
you.
Yes, let's move on to
Yeah,
the
I just want
conclusions.
to add something else on your slide, and that's I mean based on what you just talked to us. Yeah, we are as new BPO. We can help organizations to actually train their models in the best way possible. That's our expertise, and of course, because every organization is going to be different, right? Then the different models are going to be trained differently with their own specific data, and we can help them to actually, train this model in the best way possible and try to minimize both errors. Of course, as Santiago already said, there is a trade-off. You cannot eliminate one or the other, but but following the business rules and the business culture in the organization, we can devise the best way to actually minimize either false alarms or the misses, right? So that's important to have as a message from here, right? Thank you, Lucas, and thank you, Santi. Sorry.
Sure.
And so for the summary and conclusions, and I don't know if you want to add something else, Cass. We already saw that it's quite possible to make a very tailored solution using a Google product, and specifically right in this webinar for actually fraud detection. This is going to be a solution that is tailored for in a specific organization for the specific data, and we can we can actually do this all of this completely integrated in the Google environment, and of course we can also even connect that with different systems and platforms that are core to the organization.
Yeah, thank you, Roberto. So absolutely correct. I think one of the key things that was overlooked as part of the solution is its capabilities to commoditize the data differences that are hidden underneath the application integration platform and commoditizing the data that's being consumed by the model. I think there's some advantages to that. And
Mhm.
to Santiago's point, the capabilities to retrain the model to data specific implementations for customers is not a very complex scenario. I think it's been optimized in the way you guys architected. And then the second value that I see behind that is to what Santiago was talking about at that last technical slide is the capabilities of us changing the granularity of fraudulent discoveries on transactions versus non-fraud, depending on the cultures directly within the the customers that are actually implementing the solution.
Thank you, Cass. Thank you very much. So just to finish, we want to go over this slide again. So we are as near BPO and of course working hand in hand with Google. We want to change these challenges that we see in the beginning as more as opportunities for the financial services organizations, right? So now that all these challenges that we can understand as challenges, security, infrastructure, end user experience, innovation, we can change the mindset, and instead of looking at them as challenges, we can see them as opportunities. And in the sense of opportunities, NearBPO and Google, we can help the organizations to actually tackle these obstacles and make these things as opportunities to actually be more competitive in the market, and of course to gain more value from using these technologies in their organizations, right? So, if nothing else, we can go to the question and answers section. Remember, maybe we cannot solve every question right now, but if you want to leave us your questions in the chat, our team will retrieve them and we will come back to you with the answer later on. We already have some questions here, so I'm gonna go through the first one. The first one is which type of applications, or from which type of applications can you consume the APIs exposed by Apigee? So I don't know, Lucas, if you want to go over that.
Okay, thank you, Roberto. An API can consume it by mobile applications, web applications, and for any device that can support REST or SOAP. So I think it's you have a lot of many different type of applications that can consume
Yeah, also
the APIs supported in
gRPC.
React.
Yeah, exactly,
gRPC, GraphQL,
exactly.
and other ones. Yeah,
So I hope that answered the question. Yeah, from so you can either consume your API from wherever you are. Once your APIs are exposed, whatever application that can make a transaction or a request, let's say a REST request or a SOAP request, gRPC, whatever you need. In fact, if they are if you are using different protocols, you can inside Apigee you can do the transformation for those messages, so you can either even connect a REST API application, right? Let's say with a SOAP backend. So there's no limit
exactly. You can
on
have
what you can.
different protocols in your backend, in a different protocols of your exposed API.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, let's go to the second question. Uh, How would this architecture handle transactions coming from different sources? Okay, that they are talking about the specific solution. So, an example, transactions coming from third parties and internal backend transactions. Right. This is a good question. So I don't know, Lucas, you want
Uh,
to go over that?
oh no, no,
No?
I
Santiago, you
it's
can.
more related to the machine learning model. So if I understand the question correctly,
Okay.
transactions coming from different sources are
Okay.
likely to have different features. So if we have different features, we need to create different models, right? One model for each source. And in turn, each model will be deployed to a different Vertex AI endpoint. But
Okay.
in any case, through Apache Flow, we will decide which model to execute. And in the end, we will end up with only one Apache endpoint, right? The model selection is solved internally through Apache. I think
Yeah, that thing that's very important to any an organization. Instead of having a different a plethora of different endpoints given different scenarios, they can then provide work with one single endpoint, and from there they can work with different scenarios, regardless of one single endpoint where all the transactions are coming in, right? If
mhm,
I get that right.
yes.
Very good. Thank you, Fati. So we have another one here. Security is key in the financial sector, that's for sure. So, how does Apigee address security concerns when financial institutions expose APIs? And what security features are available? Yeah, I think this one is for you, Lucas, more
Exactly, it's
centered in
related
Apigee, right?
to Apigee. Yeah, security is very important for Google for Apigee. So especially talking about Apigee, there is a lot of policies that help you to secure your APIs. Policies to auth authentication and authorization, threat protection, traffic encryption, uh, and whole things related to access control of your environment. So I think Apigee can give response for all the security needs for a financial institution.
Okay, yeah, that's sure. I hope that answered also the question. I mean, Apigee is very capable of actually securing the APIs. Of course, security is key, and it not just in the financial sector. Of course, whenever I am exposing some data to my partners, let's say, but it is going through internet. Of course, security
Exactly.
is going to be key, right?
And Google
And
also has a lot of other solutions to enhance this security. So Cloud Armor and other services that can help you secure your whole environment.
yeah, true, completely true. That's true. Thank you, thank you. So, I don't know if we have some other questions. I think we are not getting any more right now. So again, thank you very much to everybody to attend this for attending this webinar. I hope it was useful and that gives you some insight on what the solutions that we as NIRBPO, sorry, we can provide to your organizations. And of course, thank you very much, Cass, for being here also giving us all this enlightenment about all the things that Google has available for our customers, and all the efforts that Google is actually doing from now on and in the future for providing support for different organizations and different LOBs. Okay, so thank you very much, and see you in the next one. Goodbye, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.